Hey, everybody, it is Thursday night. Time for another episode of Thrifty Business. What is happening? What is going on? As you can see, we have a huge panel of guests down here tonight. So it's going to be one of them jam-packed episodes. I'm Vegas Jay. Holla, what's going on? And with me is my co-host. Hello, Kim. How the heck are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am dandy. All right, before we say hello to our guests, let's get right to our first segment, shall we?
Okay.
Time for Jay's Tiki Talk. Each week I drink a different rum out of a different tiki mug, and I kind of try and get it geared towards our guests. And, of course, like always, I've done a pretty decent job. Now, I couldn't figure out what rum to go with all of you, and since all of you have taken classes of mine, I decided, because I got a bottle of rum as a gift from class. People took the class in Dallas. Hint, hint. But it's a rum that I did not have here yet in Vegas. So if you've not seen this, this is my Kraken tattoo. That is the same Kraken on the bottle. And they made a new Kraken called Kraken Ghost.
Ooh.
Very nice.
So this is my rum of choice because it came as a gift from the buyers, Rick and Sandy, out of the Dallas area. So shout outs to them if they are watching. Thank you. And then one of you joined me at a tiki bar in Kansas, or no, two of you joined me at a tiki bar in Kansas City. So I am drinking from the Tiki Cat, Kansas City mug, if I can get my hands on it.
That's cute.
Whoop, whoop.
Very nice.
Sip of the Ghost Kraken. Woo. All right, we're going to run down and say hi and turn your cameras off while we do our segments. So, hello, Carol.
Hi.
How are you? We'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Next, we have Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you?
See you in a little bit. Next, we have Karen.
Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
I would love to say I'll see you a little bit. How come you are not one of my options? Ah, there we are. I have so many people tonight. We'll see you a little bit, Karen.
Yep. Bye.
Megan, how are you?
Doing awesome.
Good. Goodbye.
Hey, Megan.
Michael, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great, Jay.
All right, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
I wasn't planning on doing that, but it seemed funnier that way. So, I love you guys. So, that was all just for fun. But we'll see you in a little bit. But before we do get back to them, let's get back to our stuff, shall we?
Okay.
Time for our scores of the week, where Kim and I share with you the cool stuff we sold on eBay and other platforms. These are bolos. Be on the lookout. Things you should be hunting for in order for you to flip and resell. Kim, you are up first.
Okay. I, at a little honey hole by me, picked up a bunch of hat pins, and I got them for a great deal. They turned out to be about $1 a hat pin. So I'm selling them anywhere from 21 up to 35. This one went for $21.50. And it was missing a couple jewels too.
I saw that. Very nice picture, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Anytime I find this brand, Edme and Eastlight, that's an anthropology brand, but they do some funky, neat fabrics they work with. They always sell for right under 100, or sometimes even a little bit more. So this was one of their skirts that I got, and it was $2.99, and I sold it for, and was it $99, I believe?
Yep. Very nice.
So
very
that's good.
Nice.
Thank you. And then this little raffia purse, I was with you, Jason, when I got it.
Yeah.
And I think it was 99 cents it turned out to be. And I sold it for 26.
I actually think I looked at it before you and went, meh.
So
I'm pretty sure I went, meh.
I know.
And then you just made $25.
And I went, swag. I went in for the kill. And then this, I don't do a whole lot of children's clothes anymore because my girls are big. But this one was 99 cents at Savers, and I sold it for $32.50. So I may sell some children's clothes again. Some fancy dresses, at least.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks good on the black. All right, so can't be a week without a kick-ass CD sale. This is the soundtrack to the movie Teachers. Who remembers the movie Teachers? I love that movie, and I love the theme song "Teacher, Teacher" by 38 Special. And as you can see, this CD is out of print, and I sold for $100 on Amazon, and I paid $8.
Wow.
Now, this one I sat on for quite a while, but it's one of those I was waiting for the right buyer. This was found in the Riviera when they were doing the liquidation sale. I was in areas of the Riviera I shouldn't have been.
No, not
and
you.
I got this bolo for $1. It took a few years. You know, it doesn't take up a lot of room, and it's sold for $50 this week. So I am very happy.
Wow.
Now, this was a dud because I bought a bunch of these, unfortunately, both Bugs Bunny and the Taz. I had them listed separately. I think I paid $3 a piece. I maybe have a dozen, $36 in, but I sold the set for $60 the other day. So now I'm into profit, and anything else that sells at this point will be just pure gravy. And last but not least, some of you saw this in the thrifting board as a different lesson. Just wanted to show the score here. I paid $6. It actually sold for 60, not 74. But it's by Kahala. Kahala is a great brand, and this is one of their most popular patterns of all time, the Tiki Lounge pattern. And the little bonus tip I'm going to give you, it came in a variety of colors. This is kind of like a steel blue, came in a light blue, a purple, a dark red, a green, maybe like 8 different colors. So keep your eyes peeled, but only the Kahala brand. If you need to know more, go over to the thrifting board and look up my post on this. All right, you've seen our scores. Now it's time for our duds of the week, which is brought to you by WorthPoint. Had we used WorthPoint, we probably wouldn't have these duds. And yes, very funny in the chat. That was a bolo of a bolo. I wasn't even thinking about that. A bolo of a bolo. I really like that. All right, what's your first dud there, Kim?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a dud only because it has sat for so long. Now, the price was still okay, but I thought for sure last 4th of July, everyone would be wanting these, and I got a bunch of them, and they sat and they sat and they sat until finally one sold, and I was excited to get 34, but it was still a dud in comparison to how many I have. I think I'll be and I don't even want to discuss this.
Now, this looks like it's not a dud, $40 for a nice skirt. What the heck?
No. I'm the dud on this one. Now, Joy's probably screaming at me, and I'm so glad I can't hear her right now because this was my skirt homework. And she said today I could probably got, over 100 for this. And I sold it for 39. I was so ashamed. I was like, oh, no. So I screwed up. I should have checked with her prior to even selling it, but I thought, Josh, 39 is okay for a skirt. No. So I'm the dud on that one. Not really the product. It's me.
And Angelique in the chat is saying, hey, throw beach cover up on your little scarf thing-mabobby.
Oh, that's a good idea. Thanks.
All right. So I bought this to wear, but it was cut so wrong for me that I just got rid of it. And I don't think it's a legit shirt, even though I put in the legit word. So yes, I probably keyword spam. Whoops, my bad. But it's basically a mashup of Hey Kool-Aid and Deadpool together. I got $15. I'm sure I'm keyword spamming, so I was happy to see it go quickly. But it's one of those things where I bought it for myself. It didn't fit right, so I'm like, I'll get rid of it. But I was also my own dud this week, Kim, just like Kim, oddly enough. I sold this CD. And when I sold it, I'm like, oh, I got decent money. And then I looked at it for whatever reason. The only one on Amazon is a $100 new one. So typically, if there's only one on Amazon for $100, I'd probably price a used one for $80. I don't know what the hell happened. I priced it for $20. Like, I have no clue I'm good at this. I have no clue what happened. I only paid $3. I got a nice profit, kind of like Kim and her skirt, but, that should have been an $80 CD. I don't know what happened there. Whoops.
Yeah, it was a bad week, I guase.
All right, you've seen our scores, you've seen our duds. Now it's time for Where in the World Did Our Crap Go? Every week we like to profile stuff that we sold that went to other countries other than the United States, because you know what, everybody? If you have worldwide shipping on all your products, you have the opportunity to sell to 7.4 billion people. If you only sell in the United States, you only have the opportunity to sell to 330 million people. So we sell worldwide. Unfortunately, Kim sold nothing worldwide this week, so that was weird.
I didn't, no.
But I sold this badass windbreaker to St. Petersburg, Russia. Russia's hot in the news right now, so my Russian customers are getting their windbreakers from me. So I was very happy to see that go off to Russia. I happily ship to Russia. It does not scare me. For those that have been scared in the past, here's what happened in Russia really quick. All suddenly, about 7 years ago, Russians had good internet and some money, and they wanted to buy our products. Well, unfortunately, the postal system in Russia was still about 1981. And so also there was this flood of packages, and they couldn't keep up. So everything was running about 5 months behind. Most Russians understood that, knew that, but a lot of sellers got freaked out. That was the real problem with Russia. It's starting to get better, but that's still a little bit of an issue. But who cares? I like selling stuff there.
Just like selling stuff here, just ship it away.
You got it. All right, now it's time for Close Encounters of the Thrifty kind. Now, I'm only doing this segment when stuff actually happens that's funny or weird. And we did it last week. I didn't think I was going to do it this week, but I experienced it kind of with Kim at 12:45 in the a.m. of last night. So late night, Kim was watching TV in LA. I was working on the show here. And I said, hey, are you still up? She said, yeah. I said, all right, I want to talk about the show stuff. So we got on a FaceTime real quick. And Kim and I are off to teach classes in the Phoenix area next week. So I was telling Kim about this store I filmed at in Thrift Hunters called Antique Sugar. Now, Antique Sugar used to be in the bottom of a store called Zinnia's, and it moved. And so I was telling Kim about Antique Sugar. I had just popped it up on the Google map, and you're all going to get goosebumps in about 2 seconds here. I popped it up on the Google map because it's in a new location. I clicked favorites, so I know where to see it when I go there next week. And I'm getting goosebumps right now just telling the story.
So weird.
As I'm telling Kim this, I get the ding on my phone that someone just liked one of my pictures on Instagram. Mind you, it's 12:45 in the a.m. It was Antique Sugar. They liked one of my pictures while I'm talking to Kim about them on Google Maps. What? How did that happen? What?
I don't know, but I got goosebumps.
What? It's the middle of the night. What? Oh my God. That was one of the craziest Close Encounters of the Thrifty kind I have ever experienced.
That was so weird.
Because I don't think they know it's me, the person that filmed with them, because it's just Tiki Pug music. Doesn't say Thrift Hunter or anything. So that is crazy.
I wish I would have taken a picture of your face.
Oh, I was tearing up.
In.
It was so eerie. I was like, what is that? Who's watching me? Am I on the Truman Show right now?
You're like, you're not going to believe this. And you kind of looked around. You're not.
All right. Now it's time for our Thrifty Tips of the Week. This segment is brought to you by Stamps.com. Postage on demand. Print your own postage and shipping label in seconds right from your own home with your own computer. I use stamps almost every day. Definitely 3-4 times a week for sure. I can't live without my stamps. All right. So I must have done my segment first. Yeah, my bad. Okay. We have often taught that the popcorn buckets from Disneyland and Disney World are worth good money to flip. As you can see, the 4 highest right now are these 4 right here, 119, 120, 105, and about $95. So typically you see popcorn buckets, you're like, from Disney, you're like, yay. You get even more yay when you see 6. You're like, yay, the 60th anniversary Seven Dwarfs Mine Car popcorn bucket. I'm like, I'm in the money. They were $4 each. I'm in the money. No, I'm not. Here's what they sell for on eBay. $1, $8, $7. So the tip is when you see a product that you know is good, make sure that specific one is good too, because $1, no way. I am not. Nope.
Oh, look at that little baby. What I do, here's my tip, is I bring baby wipes to thrift stores with me. And I bring them to try if there's a little stain on something or if the inside of a purse is kind of dirty. I wipe it out and just see how easy the stain is lifted. And if it's going to come out, it'll come out with the baby wipe. You'll definitely be able to tell that the stain is removable. So I have a little thrift kit I bring with me, and that's just always in it.
And somebody's asking if I bought them. I did not buy them. So if you need them for $4 each, they're at the corner of Tropicana and Eastern. All right, now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me, where we teach you tips and tricks on what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping. Now, I got 2 things here. All of our things tonight are actually live in-person examples. So Kim is going to show what not to do first.
My daughter ordered a pair of earrings, and it came in this tiny little packet.
Wow. When you described it, I didn't expect the label to be folded over.
The label was folded like this, so they had to scan it. The name was on one side, the label on Ready? When I opened earrings and all this confetti crap came out with it. It was a mess. And it was in between, actually, throwaways. So it got shoved in between the coupons, the little throwaway ads that you get in your mail. I almost threw it away. And then I went, oh, what the heck's in here? It fell out onto the floor. And here it is, this tiny little packet that just got shoved in, and then opening it and having crap go everywhere. It was like, oh, this is bad, really bad. Don't do that. Don't put a bunch of stuff that's going to make a mess. And don't ship something that tiny.
Look, we're always telling you to ship in the most compact box in the cheapest way, but there is a point where, like, I shipped that bolo, and so when I folded that bolo up there today, you know, it was only about this big, but I didn't ship it in a package that big because
Here it is next to my phone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I don't want to get lost in the mail. The smaller the package, the more likelihood of it kind of just disappearing down a crack. But there are some times when you actually have to make your package bigger. That sounds kind of dirty.
Kind of does.
So I'm going to show you two things that'll make you laugh, all right?
Okay.
So this is a box I got from Amazon Prime. And the tip is don't overuse the box too much. Now, this is like the opposite. What's in here compared to this size? So there should be a happy medium. Kim's is too small. This is too big. Are you ready to see what's in this giant box, everybody?
All right, let me see. Let's see.
My beard balm.
Are you kidding me? See, that's Amazon does that though.
That's that whole box. That's it.
That's crazy.
Find the two. Now, here's my real tip. That was kind of a bonus because of what Kim was talking about. I'm going to tell you this next statement, not to brag, but to explain something. I bought a $345 shirt. Now, being thrifty, I did get a coupon, so I actually paid $275. And you're thinking, Jay, you have too much money or stupid to spend that much on a shirt. I'm going to show you the shirt. Kim's seen it. My wife's seen it. My mom's seen it. It is so perfect for me to be running the thrifting board, which is all surfing oriented, and the Secret Beach, which is all beach oriented. Here is my new shirt. It is a Robert Graham. How badass is that?
Oh, and you're going to wear it every day.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to wear the hell out of this shirt. So it's kind of got a endless summer vibe to it. There's the back, the guy on his surfboard walking towards the sunset. So that is a badass shirt. But the reason I'm showing you a $375 shirt, people are always like, oh, you got to put fancy things in boxes and put the paper over in the bow.
That's me.
Here's what a $400 shirt came in. A poly mailer. That's it. DXL, the big boy shirts. They just threw it in a poly mailer. So
it wasn't inside a plastic bag inside that, or just shoved that?
Oh, yeah. It was like this. But most people think you have to do a box. A $400 shirt came in this. That's it. I
don't know.
That's
I think
it.
Robert Graham could have done a little bit better.
Well, maybe. It's not Robert Graham. It's DXL.
I know. I'm totally teasing. I know.
But as you can see, it got to me just fine. It's all pretty.
I guess that's all they want at the end is just their merchandise.
You know, so yes. So you'll be seeing me in that shirt to the point where you're like, I hate that shirt because I'm going to wear that shirt till it falls off me, because there could not be a more perfect shirt to come in big and tall sizes too for the thrifting board and the Secret Beach. That is my new go-to shirt now. So
I'm so happy that you love it so much. And you're all like tickled about it.
Oh, heck yeah. All right, now it's time for our eBay tips of the week to make you a little bit better seller on eBay. All right, so Kim actually has a live demonstration that I'll be going through. It's something I ain't never done before, so it's fun to figure it out because I've never done this. So why don't you go ahead and explain, Kim, and then I will actually show it.
Okay. When I start a sale, I like to increase my price of the entire store. And for the longest time, I would have to go listing by listing and increase it, 25, 30%. Well, I found a way that you can do it in bulk. And if you go to your Sellers Hub and hit active listings and then check off your active listings, and then hit the edit, it'll give you either 1 through 500 to start with. So you would hit 1 through 500. Oh my gosh, what did you do?
Thanks, eBay. What is happening? Let me refresh. Yeah, by the way, we practiced this.
We did.
We did. Just make sure I knew what I was doing because I'm running it. Let's try again. Oh, I think it's going better now, kids. Here we go.
Phew. Okay. No sit, no replace. Okay. Oh my gosh. I thought, oh, I'm like giving problems everywhere now.
Here comes the first 500.
Me and my electronics. First 500 listings will pop up. It'll tell you too if you need to fix some stuff like, never mind. So then you will go to edit price, hit the, and go to edit price. And then, did you hit edit price?
Yep. You don't see it?
Okay, no. Now hit the, go to the, no, you're in the buy it now price. Are you? Let me see. Go back out a little.
Yeah, we're going to increase the price.
Is it? Okay. All right. So hit the buy it now.
Yep. And then increase by.
There it goes. Okay. Well, what I usually do 25 or 30%.
So yes,
you can either do it by the amount.
Yep.
Or you can do it by percent. So dollar amount or percent.
Let's increase all the stuff in your store by 145%.
Okay. Or you can press down, hit where the percent is, and the drop-down menu will come, and you can go dollar amount.
So then save and close, and all your stuff will go up 20%. Then if you want to run 30% off sale, it's really only 10% off.
That's right.
Easy peasy.
It is. I was so excited when I found that.
So the other day I'm working on some CDs, and I listed a bunch on Amazon and some on eBay, and this CD is very common. As you can see, there's an example of 4. Hey, Kim, can you pick out which one mine is?
Oh, gee, let me think. The middle?
The one, well, yeah.
Oh, the angle one, yeah.
Yes, the one on the angle. Because it was such a common CD, I thought, you know what? I'm going to start taking pictures of my CDs that are kind of common, where there's like 20 on the angle. Because when someone's scrolling, these other 3 are straight up and down. Mine sticks out, you know? And so you always got to think of ways to stick out when it's a crowded field. If mine was the only one up there, it doesn't matter what angle it's at.
Right.
But the fact that there was 20 of this one CD, at least mine's going to stick out a little bit now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now it's time for our newest segment of Thrifty Business. It is called Sales from the Crypt. Now, some of you are going to be a little miffed. We have had this talk in my Facebook groups since the beginning of my Facebook groups. But here's the deal. When celebrities pass, and it's a fact of life, we're all going to die at some point. However, those of us who are famous, which are none of us, but if your name is Michael Jackson or Prince and you die, guess what? Here's how people mourn in 2018. They immediately go online to eBay, to Amazon, Google Shopping, and they buy products of the person who just passed. It's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Not profiting on the death of a celebrity. It does happen. And, you know, if you just happen to have stuff by that celebrity, you can sell it. So Kim and I are teaching classes in St. Louis, Missouri. And as we're ringing out, DJ Avicii passes away, and I get the little TMZ. I'm in the checkout line, and I get the little thing. So it's 10:29 Pacific time, which was 12:29 to us at that time. And I totally forget I have 2 Avicii things for sale that I've had for sale for about a year. And but we were moving from the thrift store over to lunch, which is across the street. As we walk into lunch and sit down, I hear 2 cha-chings. I sold both my Avicii things about 30 minutes after he passed. So this hat sold at 11:04 and this hat sold at 11:02. So if you happen to ever have anything by anyone who passes, whether it be a piece of clothing, a CD, a movie, whatever, the time that is going to be the hottest, worth the most demand is the moments after they pass. And it all depends on how big they are, depending on how long that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Avicii's still being talked about a little bit, but, you know, he's big in the world that listens to him. But I'm guessing most of you watching this show right now have no clue who he is. 0 clue. And that's fine. But it's when you pay attention to pop culture is when you know to sell your stuff. Now, had I been sitting at my desk, I probably would up my price a little bit. But, you know, I still sold both things quickly. They've been up there for a year. I paid like $1.
Yours were the first 2 that sold.
Mine were the first 2 to sell. So people who were mourning the death of their favorite DJ went and bought products from me. So that is how.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Angelique says she signed up for TMZ alerts just to find out when people die.
Just to find out who's dying.
All right,
I know
Angelique,
people have a hard time with it. People sometimes have a hard time. You know, you're profiting off somebody's, you know, who died, but the estate makes money as well. I mean, it's just what happens.
And I'll tell you right now, look, if you get angry at me teaching it or the group, then you need to be angry at the nightly news because they're going to pay their bills by talking about Avicii dying. You need to be angry at USA Today because they're going to write about Avicii dying. And you, People Magazine, it's just the facts of life. It is the facts of life that when a celebrity dies, everyone talks about it and everyone mourns. And the way people mourn is they buy stuff.
Yep.
All right. Since I already do 3 weekly YouTube shows, Thrifty Business, Thrift Hauls, and Sell It Past Your Expiration Date, being Thrifty over 50, I thought, hey, Jay, what should I do? I'm going to have a fourth
One more show.
But this one's going to be a way different than everything else. Really has nothing to do with thrifting. So starting tomorrow night, the first episode of my new show called Jason's Tiki Adventures. And this week is Destination Missouri. We'll be on at 10 p.m. on the East Coast, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. It's only going to be about a 15, 20-minute show. So as I travel the country teaching classes, I hit tiki bars, and I kind of plan my classes where tiki bars are. So Kim and I have been in Missouri twice in the last 2 months, and we've hit tiki bars in 3 different cities. Yes, Missouri, the hotbed of tiki. So each week we are going to be talking about different tiki places. So next week, Kim and I are off to teach classes in Phoenix, and in 3 nights between Phoenix and Tucson, we're going to be in 4 tiki places. So that'll be the show. It's going to be kind of like a travel log, kind of like if Yelp and TripAdvisor came to life and I was speaking the word. So I'm going to show you pictures, talk about the cool places I've been. Not for everybody, but you know, y'all have liked my tiki webinars, so I figured I'm gonna do a little tiki travel show. So I thought people might get a kick out of that. And this is me at Disney World hiding amongst the tikis that have been there for 40 years. So tune in tomorrow night, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock on the West Coast. As always, you can watch after the fact if you don't get a chance to watch it live. And just some examples of things you'll see. And I'll explain more tomorrow night. This is a tiki bar that has crappy drinks, but great rum. And those things don't usually match up. And we'll talk about that. And I'm so insane. We were in St. Louis, and I'm like, come on, Kim, let's drive 2 hours and 13 minutes for a tiki bar in Jefferson City. Woo! And then we got to Jefferson City. I'm always taking fun shenanigan photos. So make sure to tune in tomorrow night. Speaking of tuning in, next week there will be no show, unfortunately, because we're traveling on Wednesday, teaching classes and doing a tiki hangout on Thursday. So just don't have time. So unfortunately, we're going to have to be off for a week. And the following week, it'll be a special day because our guest can't do Thursday. He can do Wednesday. So you know him, you love him. Chris Lynn, 10K Yay! On the Bay, the low-key husky. He's got back. Now, he's been on the show before. If you've never seen him, watch the repeat next week so you can get an idea who Chris is. He is going for 10,000 listings on eBay. And that picture behind him is how he keeps all his stuff cataloged. And he's learned a lot since he's been on our show. And a lot of the learning, like we've talked about our duds tonight, is mistakes he's made. And so Chris is going to be schooling us on how he's building up, and he's moved over to Poshmark and some other stuff. So mark it down your calendar. No show next week, but Wednesday, May 9th, normal time, 9 p.m. East Coast, 6 p.m. West Coast. Chris Lynn, 10K on the Bay. He's crushing it on Poshmark, and we're going to be talking about it.
Yay! That'll be a great show. And
then last but not least, before we get our guests in here, the classes next week. Classwithjason.com will get you to the Phoenix classes, May 3rd and 4th. The 2 classes I teach are a classroom class. It's about a 4.5-hour class. I teach you everything A to Z, soup to nuts, the bolos you should be looking for once you get them, once you purchase them, how to take quality photos, how to do quality listings, and how to ship it. All live demonstrations. And we've brought on Bubble Fast as a sponsor of that, and they give away free goodies to all the people in the class. So St. Louis loved it. They were the first recipients of it, and Phoenix will be getting them too. Then the other class is in the thrift store, where we spend about 3.5 hours going section to section. Kim is my co-host, and what's nice when I have my co-host with me is there is no downtime. I start you in one section. While I'm doing that, Kim's prepping dresses. Then I hand you off to Kim. She goes over all the good and the bad in the dress section. While she's doing that, I am prepping CDs. She hands you off to me. And then while we're in CDs and I'm going extensively deep on how to scan and use the apps on your phone, she's prepping purses and back and forth. And we do that for 3.5 hours. And then we all go to lunch and chit chat about it. So head on over to classwithjason.com. If you sign up for both classes, you do get a discount. Woo!
And it's a write-off too.
Yes. Yes, Harold, why don't you talk about that while I get our guests ready?
Okay. Yeah, it's a write-off because it's education. It's for your business, so you can write it off on your taxes.
Heck.
I have to tell you, the class is so great, you guys. I mean, really, if you're in the area, you have to sign up. It's an amazing class, and I still learn things every time. So,
all right,
and Jason, you're a great speaker too, Jason.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Look at that head. Woo.
All right, yeah. So this is, I leaned through the rack while we were doing the class, and that's the back of Kim's head.
Yeah.
And it worked to be a good billboard for tonight's show. So let's get all our guests back in here. I did not forewarn our guests to make sure their pants were still on.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I just put mine back on. So.
All right.
It's good.
We're good. We're good. All right. And I screwed up my one thing here. So hold for one quick sec. There's so many guests I screwed up myself.
I know, it's great though. Look at the long row. It's like,
right,
yay, everyone's here.
There we go. Let's get right to it, shall we? Hey, who's here? Everybody. It's Carol, it's Jennifer, it's Karen, it's Megan, and it's Michael. How are you, everybody?
Hey,
Hi.
Hi.
What is going on? Thank you all for joining us. Now, 4 of the 5 down here were just with us in class in St. Louis, and then one, Megan, was with us in Kansas City, Missouri. So apparently I love Missouri because I keep going there. I
What's not
love
to love?
Missouri.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let's talk about, I'm going to go down the row, and here's what's weird. The row I see and the row that the viewers see are radically different. So I'm going to go down my row. It will not seem like I'm going down the row, but to me, it's going down the row. I'm going to stop on everybody, say hi, just kind of give a quick introduction of yourself. Like, we're going to start with Carol. And I think one of the most interesting things about Carol is the giant metropolis she lives in, the giant city. So, Carol, tell us who you are and where you live, and let's hear the population of your city.
My name's Carol. I live in St. Francis, Arkansas. Population 250 people.
Now that's 250,000, correct?
No, 250 warm bodies in a few
Oh,
dogs.
250 only. I thought I grew up in a small town. You win. So, Carol, have you lived here your whole life, Carol?
Oh, off and on. I grew up here and went away for about 20 years, and I moved back in 2005.
You missed the tiny town, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Everybody knows my business.
250 people. I like what she does. I like what she does in between her thrifting.
Yeah,
She's the water meter reader.
Yes, I shut people's water off and send them a bill.
I'm guessing you're not well loved in 250 people.
No.
They just come use her shower.
No.
Oh no.
No.
All right, next up is Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer. what's
Hi.
happening?
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Jennifer, do I see boobs over your shoulder?
Oh, only you noticed that, Jason.
Well, we were talking earlier. I didn't notice that picture. Oh my, that's an amazing picture.
That is actually, my mom and I went to an auction in my hometown, which had 6,000 people when I was growing up. But anyway, we went there because they had all these original artwork and that we loved. And they're from the early 70s. That one, August 13th, 73 is the date. We loved all of them, and then come to find out, he was the local art teacher at the community college there. Or he was actually like the, whatever. He was in charge of the art department.
That's a great picture.
Yeah, oh, and they're all in those bright 70s colors. Wow. And actually, when I got this, of course, I dropped it, and the glass broke.
Oh, geez.
Okay. And so I had to reframe it. But when I did, I noticed there was another print behind it. So 2 for 1 deal. So I could sell one, and it was a different than that. It was a lion, but like children's room. But it's still totally cool. So now I have.
That is great. He
did it with 2 of the pictures that we have, and then I have an original one by him. This is just a print, but I have an original oil upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it has boobs in it too. But that one's over the fireplace. It's cool. His name is Shu shoemaker, and the shoe is in capital letters, and then
Ah.
But
So
they're
it's
done
kinda
in the bright
like
orange,
National
yellows, and
Treasure
pinks.
movies. You're like, ooh, what's behind the print? More boobs.
Exactly. I've got another one like right over there that the guy's like reaching for the girl's boobs. It's amazing. Yeah, they're great prints. And my husband's like, "You're not putting those up in the living room, are you?" So downstairs they are.
Me and your husband gotta have a talk.
Oh gosh.
And my daughter's like, the 11-year-old is mortified.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mom, I got friends over.
It's like, well, we'll put tape over. It's whatever. No big deal.
Well, thank you for joining us, Jennifer. We're on to Karen. How are you, Karen?
Fine. How are you?
Hey, Karen, angle your camera or your monitor down a little bit. We're seeing a lot of wall. No, other way. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
So tell us a little bit about Karen. Where are you at and where we hung out?
I'm in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, right by Madison. I took the in-store class in Kansas City, and then the classroom class in St. Louis. I sell a lot also on mostly on Amazon.
All right, so we got some Amazon in the house.
Yeah.
I just got an alert on Facebook. My mom is sharing links on Facebook. Mom, this ain't interesting enough? My mom sharing links on Facebook. I know she's in the chat. I think my mom's just giving an indication of my show tonight. Sheesh, Ma.
Thanks.
All right, Megan, you're up next. How are you, dear?
Hey, I'm doing good. Good to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
So what's your deal? Where are you at? What's the haps?
I'm in the great central part of Iowa, so I came on down to the Kansas City class, and of course had a fantastic time and made a lot of great new friends. So looking forward to doing it again sometime. But yeah, this is really cool tonight, and I was glad to be a part of it.
Well, thank you for being a part of it. And then finally, my testosterone brother, Michael, what's happening?
Your testosterone.
Wearing a Hilo Hattie's bark cloth shirt.
Yes, I am.
That's
My
a great
wife
shirt.
thrifted it at Goodwill this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a nice shirt.
Nice.
All right.
Yep. And my wife found this tiki bug. It's I think it's called Peanuts.
Yeah, it's a peanut
And
tiki
it's
mug.
from
Oh, yeah.
Trader Dick's in Reno.
Are you actually drinking out of it right now?
Yes, I am. I'm drinking
Oh.
drinking a dark and stormy. So
My brother.
Wow.
Nice.
Another mother. Hell.
and
Your
I'm
twin
in
brother.
and I'm in Avon, Indiana, which is a west side of Indianapolis.
Well, there we go. A bunch of Midwestern folk. And me, I'm Ohio, so I'm still Midwest. Kim's our lone West Coaster here.
I am born and raised LA.
Woo woo.
In the armpit of the what? 405 and the 10 freeway.
Yeah, the armpit of the 405 and the 10 freeway, like right there.
Not really, guys. Not really.
All right, so you all took our classes, and I'm not going to say, hey, did you like it? Because, of course, you wouldn't say anything different at this point. Jason and Kim, you sucked. I don't know why I'm on the show tonight. But we kind of want to hear from everybody, because, we've got next round of classes coming up next week, and more coming up through the year. And so, and you can please be very honest. You will not hurt my feelings one bit.
No.
There's, but I tend to hope that when I do classes and things that cost money, that we, in this case, and for this one, these are me and Kim, we deliver, more than what you paid. And I hope you have some fun too, because I don't ever I hate when people give good speeches, but they're like Bueller. They got good content, but man, wake me up when we're done. So I'll go back down my list again here, just in the order I see them. So Carol, this is the first time you've taken a class like this.
Yes. And I'd kind of given up on CDs. Amazon had gated them down, and I learned about CDs, and I picked up some little gems and some made in the USA Levi's and some plush and all kinds of good stuff. I got out of my comfort zone is mainly what I was trying to do and learn.
And that's what we like to hear, right, Kim?
Yes, absolutely. And you even got a few purses too, which you didn't
Yeah.
get.
I didn't get any dresses, but I got a purse or two.
You got a purse, no dresses, but that's
and a
good.
wallet. Yeah.
Then that wallet sold.
Wallet sold today.
So, you showed that wall before we got on the air. Is that just happens to be the Oregon Ducks colors, or is it Oregon Ducks Nike wallet?
I don't know what it just says Nike on it, and
Well, Nike's headquarters are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have a Nike factory in St. Louis, and then Nike's headquartered in Portland, I think.
Mm-hmm. They are.
So your accent is winning the chat right now.
Thanks so much. I don't have an accent.
Yes, you do.
Oh my!
Newsflash.
Yes, you have a very thick accent, but it's great.
And did you thrift that when we were in the class?
Yeah, no, I got this after the class. I went to the bins, and this is a rare animal plush, and I didn't realize it till today. It's a Fennec fox, Fennec fox, and they're going for pretty good money.
Super cute.
That is very cute.
Awesome. Yep.
Now you said that was St. Louis only. Correct?
It's
the Build-A-Bear? Wasn't it a Build-A-Bear St. Louis?
Yeah, the St. Louis Zoo Build-A-Bear.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cute.
They had the World Wildlife Federation ones, but the St. Louis ones were going for more money. But yeah, he's cute. But people bypass the plush at the bins.
Cha-ching. Right
Oh,
there.
well, there's a tip right there. Go
There
look,
you go.
go look at plush at the bins.
And then I thought of you, Kim. They had a big giant bundle of purses in the back of the bins. You could have bought the whole pallet.
Oh my goodness.
Wait.
Come on, load it up.
I went out thrifting today, and I'll do my next thrift haul. But I did buy a purse because I was channeling Kim. The brand was nothing, but I showed it to Kim, and it's a pretty cool purse. It's one of those things where we try and teach it, ignore the brand when it's crappy brand, but if the imagery is really cool. So yeah.
Yep.
What are you pulling out there?
One of her purses. Yay!
That's a big one.
That's
A big one.
great.
Like a pair of big girl panties, I guess. I
Well, we just took a turn there, didn't we, Kim? All right.
That would be X-rated version.
All right,
And
let's
then-
go ahead.
Go
Sorry, go ahead, Kara.
And then I found the vintage Levi's with the tags in the pockets at the bins too.
Nice.
So
Jeez, the bins are
Wow.
paying dividends over there in the
yeah,
Midwest.
yeah. I come home with a carload.
All right, let's hop over to Jennifer. Jennifer, how? So what was your takeaway from the class?
I went because thinking I know everything. I've been selling on eBay for a while, but my problem was I needed a little motivation to get going. I've been in a slump. I haven't wanted to list. I haven't wanted to do anything. And so I thought I need to be around people that actually do this and to get motivated again. And I did, and I learned things and I had a lot of fun. I was also really nervous because I went by myself. So I was like, and I'm not a shy person at all, but excuse me. I was just nervous to spend 2 days with people. Excuse me. Sorry, Jason.
Oh, quite all right, quite all right. And while you're taking a little drink of water, I've heard that before. And some people don't want to come by themselves, but man, when you get there, you find like-minded individuals because we're all in the same boat. We're all learning. Look, you came to learn from me, but I learn new every day too. And when I learn new, then I teach it and I talk about the show. And Kim does the same thing. And I got Kim selling CDs and she never had before, and right. she's making good money on them. And so, we all have a general passion and then a general desire to be better, sell more, make more, stuff like that. So
no, but everybody was so nice.
Aww.
Open arms. It was a lot of fun, and I learned things. And Kim actually got me to list 10 things today.
Yay!
That I haven't listed in months.
I know you said it had been months and months.
Months and months. And then
and wait till those. Oh my God!
She gets a little choked up over the deal here.
Let me see that glass again.
That's not water.
It so looks like shag cats.
That
is.
Is it shag glass?
It's not shag.
Oh.
No.
Oh, it looks like it. That's a
badass glass.
Yeah, it's from the Cat Lady. It's the stemless 16-ounce wine glass, but I have shock top in it.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know if it's because it's the Midwest, but I gotta tell you, my classes lately, and they all been in the middle of the country, have been so great because the people in them are just been so much fun.
I agree.
And so nice. And look, if you come take my class, you're not nice, I don't really care. I mean, you're there to learn. You can be quiet and mean. I don't give a crap. But it's been so nice because I've been talking with all these people from these classes. Like I still keep in touch with most everybody, and they'll keep in touch with each other. And I see people making plans to thrift together who didn't know each other. Like, oh, we live like one tiny town apart, kind of thing.
Right. I would love to get together with everybody to get
reunited.
I thrift by myself, and sometimes that's good, but it gets boring after a while. I want to go out and hang out with somebody and have a beer and whatever.
Today I thrifted by myself, and I like that too. I like putting on my headphones. I listen to a podcast, but I found a couple cool things. I'm like, I want to share it with somebody. I'm like, the guy next to me don't care.
Right. Well, and then I come home and I'll show him. I'm like, look what I found today. And my husband's like,
oh, that's nice.
Yeah. He doesn't care. I mean, we once went to an estate sale and I wanted to buy something, and he grabs his phone and he's looking up solds and.
All right, we'll let Jennifer choke. And
thank you,
Karen. What is that above your head? Is that a web?
Oh no, it's a wire, like a wire flower.
I thought some giant spider was gonna come down and like suck you up.
No, it's really cool. Made out of sort of like fence wire or rusty wire shaped into a flower.
Oh, cool.
That's very cool.
All right, so let's talk thrifting. What was something that you learned from Kim or myself, and that you were like, what?
I always thought that putting the video in would be really hard. So every time you would talk about it, I'd just shut down and I wouldn't pay any attention. And then you did it in the class. I'm like, no, it can't be that easy. No way.
Right.
And it is. And then I come home and I talk to a friend of mine, and she's like, oh yeah, I could do that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So, yeah.
All right. So Karen, what'd you learn that you were like, what?
I guess all the information on the purses, and I bought a few purses in Kansas City, and then I feel like I've crossed a few things off my bucket list. I've taken the 2 classes now, and I had in St. Louis when I got there on Friday. I went to the bins, my first experience, and
Yay!
From what I'd heard people talking about it, it was like, ooh, but it wasn't crowded. It was a Friday night, and so it wasn't crowded, and it was. I always expect all the great stuff to jump out at me, but so I wasn't into the digging too much. But it was, I bought some Levi's and a pair of Skechers work shoes, and they look like they're almost new. So and then I just
Which bins did you go to? Which ones?
In St. Louis.
The downtown one, or did you go to Hazelwood?
Bridgeport?
Yeah. St. Louis Mills.
Gotcha.
I've never been to the
I don't
bins
know
yet.
where I was.
Wait a minute. Did Kim just say that?
I did.
Yes.
You've never been to the bins? All right, well,
No.
I guess we're doing that. All right, that's on the agenda.
They're fun. I love it.
They're so far
And the
away from
And we'll watch
here.
her eyes go like this.
Wait. We'll have to tape it.
Those
All right,
bigger ones
Megan,
are really
what,
going to come in handy.
Megan, what would you go, get out of here when you were learning?
Boy, no pressure. Actually for me, if I can put this out there, is that now I'm in trouble because I can't go into the thrift store and just hit the 3 sections that I know a lot about. So now I'm like, I have a 9 to 5. I hit the store on the way home, make it be on the way home. So in the past, I could get in and out of there in like 20 or 30 minutes because I'm just hitting the hard goods. And I never looked at purses or anything else. So
Uh-oh.
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 Uh-oh, she got so excited.
In, and I'm looking under the stuff on the floor, and it's embarrassing. So thank you. That's great.
Oh, so much fun shopping with you. And it was great.
It was a good time. Yep.
And last but certainly not least, Michael, what did you get excited about? The bras, the purses, or the shoes?
All of the above. I really came to see the CDs because that's a section that I really struggle with. To walk into a Goodwill or anywhere and see hundreds of CDs and think, where do I start? So one of my biggest takeaways, you talked about, just go through one or two rows and just start there and start scanning all of them. I still don't scan all of them, but I try to pre-sort, but I may start scanning all of them. So that was a big takeaway for me. And then, like everybody else has touched on, just getting to meet other thrifters. This is such a lonely job sometimes. When I'm out thrifting, I'll see other thrifters, but a lot of them don't want you to know they're thrifting.
Exactly.
They're on their phones and you're hearing cha-chings and everything, but they're like, oh, I'm not here thrifting.
I'm not doing what you're doing.
It's great to talk to other people, and I instantly made a couple friends, and that's going to last a long time.
Yes,
Well, awesome.
I like that everyone ends up being friends at the end of it, and stays in touch and helps each other. And I mean, you got your listings done today too.
Yeah, I did 10 today. I probably
did
would
10
have
today?
done 5.
Jennifer did 10. It was like, oh, this is so great. Everyone's helping each other.
It is.
My assistant did 20. I don't list anymore. I do list two things. I list CDs because it would be stupid for me to try and give her all that knowledge, and I list Tiki because, again, I can just do it quickly. Everything else that she does for me. All right, so we're at 6:52, so let's roll through some of the things you sold recently and then some of the cool stuff you found while in the class. We'll start with Carol because Carol sent me 87 things. So, all right, I'm sorry. Here's some pictures. So this is us in the purse section from Kansas City, Missouri. Kim's in the middle of giving her purse dissertation, and then I had to throw a selfie in there. I see Karen there hiding in the middle to the left. And then we needed a group shot at lunch, and the waitress thought she was being artsy. So this is the picture we have. Instead of just being straight on, she's like, let me cock it to the side.
Well, that's what you're doing with your listings now.
Oh, and then Kim cocked it to the side.
And then look at this barbecue. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So,
and I'm being artsy now. I'm caught to the side.
Oh my gosh.
Besides the classes, we always end up having meals here and there. Besides tiki bars, we check out the local barbecue. And then here we are in St. Louis. Kim again is spinning some yarns on purses. It looks like Carol's actually recording her, so she doesn't have to pay attention. And then I am schooling people on t-shirts, and I'm counting off something on my hand apparently. And now we are scanning media, and we were in the media section for quite a while. It didn't produce the best results of product. I definitely went over everything in great detail about how to scan. And then we moved over to sports coats to talk about sport coats. And the weird thing, and I'll talk about this more in depth, I got asked to talk to the staff. So I'll talk about that probably next episode as a Thrifty Encounter, because that was something that never happened to me before. It was kind of touching and kind of unique, but this was the entire Savers staff who loved us, and man, they had a clean store. I really appreciate their clean store.
Jason, do you see the gentleman sitting down in like the newsboy hat, the news cap? When you were in the technology section, he kind of looks like Andy Cap, kind of, Yeah. When you were in the tech section and you were talking about the dead media and the TVs with the VCRs and whatever, he walked past me and he goes, that gentleman, he's correct. I can't even keep him in stock. He knows his thing.
Yeah, well, all right. The staff thinks I'm doing pretty good at teaching.
Yeah.
All right, so Carol, let's look at some of the stuff that you sold and you found. This is one of my current favorite brands called Psycho Bunny. And I wear a lot of Psycho Bunny clothes. They're my new favorites right now.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got the props handy too. Look at that.
Look at that. I can't get over your
carrot top.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So if you've not heard of this brand, put it on your BOLO list. It's a good brand. The hat's probably fine, but the shirt, plain gray t-shirts with a little logo sell for like $80. So it's a crazy brand, but it's one of those hot new brands right now. So keep your eyes peeled. So You picked up the Psycho Bunny hat. And, oh, this one of your solds. Look at this kick-ass Levi's jacket. Where'd you find this at?
Goodwill, at my local Goodwill, 35 miles away.
Do you remember what you paid for this Sherpa corduroy jacket?
The jackets are $6.
Holy cow.
Wow.
There you go, $80.
Went to Los Angeles.
Did it really? How funny.
Yeah, somebody
Because it's chilly. In Los
it's
Angeles.
really cold here. We need those Sherpa jackets.
So what? Tell us about this igloo tag-along cooler you found.
I found that at the thrift store about an hour and a half away, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's from the 80s, and I looked it up, and then I'm like, oh, I'll put $50 in it, so pretty quickly.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Went to Florida.
Well done. And we got some loafers here.
Ferragamos.
Uh-huh.
I always pick those up unless they're just totally destroyed.
You remember
Sometimes they're great.
I paid $4 for shoes.
Wow.
There you go, $60.
$60.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
What is this old ancient remote?
A realistic remote control, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick it up. It's just $1, and then lo and behold, I've sold remotes before for $40, and the Magnavox ones go for $30 sometimes, but they sell really quickly. But not all remotes. And I love.
I'm excited about seeing this.
I love this little launcher,
More props.
and I hope it goes to a good home.
That is great.
That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
That was at the bins, so I paid like $1. I think it was.
That's at the bins?
Yeah, that was at the bins.
I
got so
need to
excited.
go.
And I gotta say, I'm very excited that you took this picture outside on your lawn because it would look horribly boring in a photo studio. This is one of those products that should be outside on the lawn. Or for me, I don't have a lawn really, but I would put it by my pool. Same deal. It makes me feel like, oh, I need this to sit on the lawn while my kids play baseball.
Yeah, my yard needs mowed, but I'm too busy listing on it. I love this. Was at the bins.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow.
A bird dog. So
Paint by number.
yeah, it it's in really good condition. Yeah, the bins. So it weighed probably two pounds. So it'd be $2.
Wow.
And
was it at the bins too?
that was at my local Goodwill. Right. That one has a tag in the leg. I learned that.
No, that's right.
It's kind of blurry.
And there it is.
There it is.
Down in the leg.
And if it has the in 1971 they started the washing instructions, so it's at least from 1971 and newer.
That's great.
Very nice. And black always does quite well. Here's another pair.
I got those at the thrift store that we went to. They're Corkies. They're kind of an off-brand, but I sell a lot of Corkies because I have a consign for a gal that sells Corkies.
Now, did you find those or did Kim show those to you?
No, I found those.
Oh, she found.
They were on top, and Shorty got up there, and I got them.
Yes, she did. She climbed to the top of that.
Actually, those were going better than the Clark booties. So
yeah.
And then I love the variety of the CDs you're about to see in Carol's CD stash.
Yes, I'm like, he said, just kind of ignore all the people that you know, and so I scanned the whole local Goodwill CD, and I came up with that. And it's restricted on Amazon, and I just priced it what I would have priced it on Amazon. And I guess it's a pretty rare CD. But the rank was good.
This is the Alabama State Mass Choir, and then we're going to go from that to music of the pan flute.
Yes. I'm going to list that for $59. I'm sending that one in to Amazon.
But even better, ladies and gentlemen, for the last...
My mom's going to love this.
For the last listing from Carol, hold your hats, avert your eyes, Porno Sonic with Ron Jeremy.
That was in my local Goodwill.
Oh my gosh, with Ron Jeremy?
Yes, Ron Jeremy. Unreleased porn music.
From the 70s. And Carol, guess what CD I sold this week?
That one.
You asked me about it, and then mine sold.
Oh my goodness.
So
I guess porn sells across the board.
Porn sells, yeah.
Choir to porn music. I love it, Carol. I love it. All right, Carol, thank you for being
Thank
part
you.
of tonight. Jennifer, let's talk about what you got. What you got?
Ooh, what I got?
All right, so here's
Oh,
one
I
of the
love
souls.
that.
This is my sold. This is a vintage
Wow.
mannequin wig head bust stand. It's just regular, no name, unbranded.
It's great.
I actually bought it in an estate sale for my collection. Like I said, I collect heads, but not like in a weird serial killer way.
Like that.
Right. But I kept mannequin heads and all that kind of stuff. I had her for a while, got her for $10 at an estate sale, decided not to do it. And she was cute. I mean, 15 inches, big one. Normally you find them like 8, 9 inches.
Mm-hmm. She's really amazing.
She is. I ended up selling her for best offer for $95.
Wow.
If she would have had, I think the name is Gemma Tacoma, something like that. If she would have had that name of that person, she probably would have tripled that.
Wow.
Very popular right now. Yeah, and it's just
Wow.
paper mache. It's nothing special. Paper mache. It had damage on the bottom, but yeah,
That is
she's
great.
great. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Oh, you got that with us, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And then she goes, remember how you said old tech? I'm like, well, I didn't think I meant this. I was thinking like a Betamax, not a home ice cream churner.
That is so great.
Yeah, I need to
Sears
work
and
on my
Roebuck.
lighting for my pictures, but that was, I think, $6.99, $5.99, something like that. My husband and I have good luck with these crank manual ice cream makers. You know,
That
the
is
stuff
great.
that your
I love that.
uncle talked you into, you know, hey, it's really fun to crank the ice cream machine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so awesome.
Right. And everyone, we've sold probably 3 or 4. Everyone usually goes for $70, $80. Now, if you get the white mountain ones, the older ones, they can go really high. Like, I think I saw a couple for 200. So they're collectible. So I pick them up when I see them.
Oh, and there's the shoes you
Those
got.
are my shoes. Just Talbots, black patent leather.
I
Always
do
have
love
good
the
luck.
Talbots too. Yeah,
do
we were
love
talking
Talbot.
about that.
They're not, you know, they don't go for high dollar amounts. Those are practically new. Only a little bit of scuffing on the bottom. That's it.
Those are
Maybe
nice.
just like a little bit on one of the little centers of the flowers. But other than that, they're super cute and cute for church or wherever.
Yeah, those are great.
Sensible heel.
Yep, they're a sensible heel.
Mhm. I like scarves because you can get them very cheap, usually $1.99, sometimes 99 cents. This is a designer from the 80s. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Gress, whatever. Bright colors. I did notice when I get home there was a little tiny little hole in it. And now if you get some of her stuff, they call her Madam Grace, whatever. Madam is in front. If you get some with the birds on it, they usually go for upwards of $75.
Wow,
And
that's nice.
I mean, even if I can get 20 for that out of $1.99. Now these, while Jason was going on about the big bras, I was on the other side by the robes, and I looked and there was denim there, and we had just talked about denim. So I grabbed it and I'm like, these are hideous. I'm going to get them. And that was pretty much before I saw, it's by One Teaspoon. No idea who they are. I think it's a Urban Outfitters brand, I believe.
Urban
They
sells one,
Yeah, they resell for about 140.
Wow. Oh, what's the back look like? Jason, we'll go back.
Yeah, and I did that wrong. You're supposed to crisscross, I found out later.
Oh.
So I might have to go back. But that's pleather top.
For that on the front.
So here's what I think. You ready?
Uh-huh.
You put 3 things together: these shoes, this scarf, and these overalls.
Those overalls.
Bam! You got it out for
I know. I'm ready for Coachella.
That's
You're
right.
ready for Coachella. You're right.
That's right. You're heading to Coachella.
And this is what I thought I would be putting on Depop or whatever it is, because it's
that
very
would go so quick.
yeah. So that's what I was thinking. So
I love this too.
And this one's
I love
kind of
it.
hanging right behind you.
it is
Yeah.
hanging behind me, and I need to get I have a cover for the mannequin coming tomorrow, actually, because I don't like the chevron. But that is a Millie's of New York. They're normally sold at Bergdorf's, I guess. Yeah. Some of the regular everyday casual dresses don't go for very much, $20, $30. I bought this for $12.99. It was expensive for a dress, and I didn't have my coupons like I normally did because I spent them the week before. But since this was like a satin or a silky sheer material cocktail dress, it's got little rhinestone buttons, really cute. Split seats.
That's so cute.
Yes.
I love that.
Split bell sleeves. I mean, it reminds me of Don Draper's second wife, which she would wear in Mad Men.
Yes.
Super short, be perfect. It's a size 4, be perfect on a skinny, long-legged woman, just absolutely gorgeous. Perfect. So I loved it. And the evening wear does very well. So hopefully I'll get that.
Well,
I think you
$125.
will. I think you will.
Hope so.
Good finds, and thank you for sharing. Karen, did you win an award for this car?
Yeah.
Are you hot rodding, Karen?
Is that your car?
Yeah, that's my car.
That's your car?
It's for sale.
Everything's for sale.
All right, I like this.
Yeah.
I somehow never pictured you would be driving something like that.
It's awesome, though.
That is amazing.
It's beautiful. That color
No
is
wonder
awesome.
you made it home in time.
Yeah, that's 71 Olds Cutlass Supreme.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh,
So this is
That
the thing you found. So what's for sale?
Huh?
Which one of these hats is for sale?
Kitty.
I've spent about $30,000 fixing it up.
Oh my!
oh my!
Yeah.
And your cat,
Yeah.
the stuffed animal's so cute.
Yeah, she jumped up there, so I thought, but I bought that. It's a Melissa and Doug White Tiger, and I bought it Sunday on my way home from St. Louis. I stopped at a Goodwill in Springfield, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was up on the top shelf. So, looked up and saw it, and it was $24.99, but it still has the tags on it.
Yeah, Melissa and Doug, their things sell for a nice penny, and
Yeah.
and people
Yeah.
look for them.
Yeah. Of course, then everybody wanted to touch it and pet it while I was walking around with it in the cart,
I think the little black friend is very cute next to it.
I love her.
Mm-hmm.
So we go from that to some Skechers here.
Yeah, those I found in the bins in St.
Wow.
Louis. And they look new. I mean, so they might have been like, I suppose, $2 or something. So
Wow.
I think I forgot what I said I would list them for, 35 or 37 or.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are those the Skechers work shoes that have the metal toe?
I don't think they have the metal toe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's obviously something you want to indicate if
Yeah.
it is, obviously.
Steel toe.
Yeah.
Steel toe.
Steel
Thank you.
toe.
Yeah.
No, I just like any general metal. How about copper? Maybe bronze. I kind of like a good aluminum. What is this? What is happening? What is this Coachella outfit?
Wow.
Well, that's something I bought on my way to St. Louis. I pulled off somewhere in the middle of nowhere in Illinois and to find a gas station. And so then I went to one garage sale and stopped at this little store that had odds and ends, and so it might have been $2.
Wow.
And it's called, the brand is Boston Proper.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so they were, the soles were at good prices. So, and it was just, of course, it was something that grabbed my eye, and for like $2. So.
Wow.
That is great.
Oh, yeah, I love it. And on the next haul show, you'll see Kim and I stopped at a combo fireworks antiques record store, and I bought a creepy clown. So I'll show that on the next haul show for sure. So thank you, Karen, for sharing your stuff. Thank you for coming to class, and thank you for being on the show tonight. Aww.
There's
Baby.
Charlie.
It's Charlie.
All
You're
right,
cute too, Megan, but that dog's adorable.
So you
He's a
sent us some screenshots of your solds.
Yeah. This one was one that I did pick up during the class. As I was not finding blankets. I did find this, however, in the linen area. And it just, obviously screamed vintage, and it had that real, just crisp feel to it. So it was evident it had never been laundered. And so for, I think, $2, I picked that up. And it sold pretty quickly within a couple of weeks of listing it. So throw it in a real small bubble envelope and off it goes. So
that's great.
Yeah. Yep. No brainer. Now this one, that screenshot's kind of blurry. Sorry about that. This one I picked up in Kansas City. It wasn't during the class, but it was after class. Snuck off and hit another store. I don't remember which one it was because my good friend Pam took me about everywhere in town. So this one, it was just kind of hidden within all the games and toys. And, a lot of times you're looking for stuff that's easy, that's wrapped in cellophane, because you're thinking I don't have to count the pieces and do all that. Well, this was shoved in between and it didn't have a price tag on it. So I took it up front and they said, how about $1.49? And I said, absolutely. So I took this thing home. I didn't know if it worked because I didn't have a screwdriver to open the battery compartment to check for corrosion, but I figured, what the hell, we'll just give it a try. And it works great. It worked, it was like I turned it on, it worked great. And this one actually sold to a zero feedback buyer. And it worked out fantastic for both of us. And that was, it did sell for the $125. That was my full asking price. He didn't try to make an offer.
That is great.
Yep. That was a big winner for me.
Bolo.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And this one, this is one that was actually a nugget that I got from the class. So it wasn't something I bought during the class, but when I got home, I thought, well, I'm just going to start looking for overalls now because Jason did talk about that. And I found like 4 pairs of overalls within 2 stores. And so through these up here, I think I paid, well, it depends on what section they put it in. So that's something important. You got to look in the dresses. You have to look in the jeans. You have to look, pajamas, they're wherever. So looking everywhere, look at the skirts. This one happened to be in the jeans. So he charged me $6.29, which is the price at the Goodwills around here before any coupons. And this I had listed for $100 and that was a fun night. That was fun. Those overalls went to Australia. So you were talking about your international buyers earlier, and she paid shipping on top of that $70, of course, but I took her offer of $70. So
now, how did you tell that they were vintage?
The inside tags. Yeah, sorry, I don't have pictures of all that here since I just sent a screenshot. But I had photos of all the tags inside to know that they were from the 90s. So I classified that as vintage on those.
And the 3 of us went dive bar hopping, and we had to fend off a guy that was a little overexcited to meet ladies.
Yeah.
Trying to block it out.
I know. Don't want to rethink that.
All right. Last but not least, sir, we're going to go right from Megan's Tommy overalls to more Tommy overalls.
Wow.
Yep, I found these in at one of the Savers in St. Louis. I don't remember which one I was at. Just following my GPS, but I found these in the jeans section. So I'd known to look for overalls, and as soon as I found these, I knew I had something. So I looked them up, and there's several solds out there in the 150, 160 range. So I thought I'd go a little higher and see what happens.
Those are great.
I did get an offer from Australia last night for $50.
Oh.
I'm gonna hold out. I love selling baseball bats. Just started probably in January of this year. I don't remember if it was Jason's show or maybe some members on the thrifting boards talking about it, but I'd never looked at bats before. And I started looking them up, and this was a well-worn bat. I think I put in the description, it's significant wear, marks, and scratches throughout. And somebody happily paid $60. I think that's California.
That's awesome.
So I paid $3 for that.
Wow.
And a second remote tonight.
I do love the remotes too.
I thought
I do $89. Wow. I don't do that well.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is my second $90+ remote this year. I didn't even know they went this high, but I found this at a Salvation Army I went to only because of Jason. I quit going to the Salvation Army because their stuff was priced too high. But after watching his 36 Mistakes webinar, I decided I need to go back there and start looking. And this remote was taped to a VCR DVD combo player. And I was looking up comps for that, and I thought, this remote doesn't go to this player. So I looked it up. Remotes are easy to research and sell.
Sure.
You just look up the model number on the remote if it has one. And sure enough, I had a $90 remote. This goes to a 100-disc DVD player.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I sold it in less than a week. So
Nice.
I'm very happy.
Wow.
And this is my my best Hawaiian shirt find so far. Jason helped me on this after I found it. Got a local Goodwill. There's not a lot of tiki in Indianapolis, but there are Hawaiian shirts everywhere. So this
That's
went
beautiful.
to a buyer in Arizona. I originally listed it for $100 for best offer, and I instantly got an offer for $50. And Jason helped me. We were on the weekly haul thread, I think is where we're at. But he said raise the price. So I went to $150, and it sat for a couple months, and then I took an offer of I think it went for like $108.35. It was a really weird offer, but I already got positive feedback on that. So that's my best closing sale by far.
Yay.
And
It's a nice shirt.
all those sales were just within the last week. I've had some really good sales.
Good.
Excellent. Well, man, that was, man, we're an hour and 16 minutes. That was a heck of a jam-packed show. I want to thank all my guests for not only being on the show, but for taking the classes. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a good time. The fact that you said yes to the show tells me you probably did.
So much fun.
Oh, yay.
Yay.
That's great.
Loved it.
And then again, if anyone is in the Phoenix area, we have a couple slots left. The thrift class is actually almost sold out, and it might be, but there might be one slot left. We do have room because we're using my friend Robin Johnson's office space. We do have a little bit more room for more people in the classroom class. So head over to classwithjason.com. If you can sign up for both, that means there's still a slot available for the thrift store. But it'll be Kim and I teaching our classes all over the Phoenix area. We'll be hanging out at tiki bars and stuff, doing the norm. So head over there. If you got any questions, just hit me up. Again, next week, there is no show due to the fact that we're going to be in Phoenix and the Tucson area. But after that, we'll be back on Wednesday with Chris Lynn. So I want to thank my co-host, Kim. Thank you very much for co-hosting me tonight.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Thank your neighbor for allowing you to use her
I know. I'm
Wi-Fi.
going to thank my neighbor for letting me use Wi-Fi, or I wouldn't be here.
And then everyone give us a thumbs up, please. We got tons of people watching. Give us a thumbs up. And thank you, Carol. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Megan. And thank you, Michael, for being on the show tonight.
It was a
Great
fun
time.
show.
Yeah.
I might
Thanks,
have to
guys.
start that at Phoenix.
Something totally different. My new thrifting travel show. Tune in for Jason's thrifting event. Nope. Skip that. Tune in for Jason's Tiki Adventures tomorrow night, 10 o'clock on the East Coast, 7 o'clock on the West Coast. It'll be a short show, only about 15, 20 minutes, but it'll be my little new Tiki Travelog show. So check it out. You might like it. And with that, we're out here. Thank you, everybody. Have
Thanks, guys.
Bye.